so this is definitely a different type of video, but I hope you guys like it, and I just wanted to share some things about tarot. Oh my gosh, just like basically just stories of where odd things came true. I got into tarot from my mother actually, and at first I was very intimidated because there's like 78 cards to a deck, and I was like, there's no way I can learn this game. Oh, don't mind my face mask, it's self-love day. So I'm in my pajamas, and we're talking about this, and it's like 6 a.m. but I wanted to get this done before I start my day. And yeah, so yeah, it's like 78 cards. It is a little intimidating, but the way my mind is set up, it could be my Sagittarius moon, I really like figuring out the how of things, and just how does this work. Now after a couple of years of using tarot, it's like I'm like, why does this work? It's not necessarily how anymore, because I'm learning what the cards mean, but through using it to ask questions in my life and other people's lives. But it's like, okay, how is this working? And there are still situations where things will come true and I'm just absolutely flabbergasted. So I don't really want to say that I'm a hardcore believer. I think in a way I'm still not very skeptical. I'm a little skeptical, and so I will ask questions just to see what will happen, and just how detailed the cards are, because I don't know, the whole idea of any type of psychic or medium or things like that, sometimes I get just BS vibes. But this is kind of along those lines, but there have been times where things have just turned out to a T, exactly what the card said, and sometimes I will ignore them, forget about them, and then later come back and see that everything was right there in front of my face. So this is one of those stories, and it is yeah, I just feel like you guys will find it interesting. Also, the more I talk about the cards, I've noticed the more I'm able to commit them to memory, so I don't always have to do research when I'm doing readings for myself and whatnot. And so I think this is a good way for me to share really interesting things, but also to help remember all of these cards. So I did a spread, okay, and so this story, it starts probably in October. I have a book where I like to write down what the question was and then what the card was that I got. Then I will research more about the card or use a little bit of my prior knowledge of what the card is to basically say what I think it means, and then from there it's just a waiting game. So this is very much a game, but it's one of those creepy games where things actually work out. So I wanted to know about my future love, because I got out of a relationship and I had been out of one for maybe 2 to 3 months or so. It lasted about a year, and I just felt like I was ready to date again. So oh, and also I think I was having some heavy transits in my 5th house. So we're talking about, I had my sun there, I had my Venus transiting it, my Mercury. So of course, naturally, as above, so below. I mean, I had no choice in this. I was just ready to start dating. And yeah, I wanted to know. My last relationship actually ended really well. It was mutual. It wasn't anything where I was left feeling scarred or anything. It was just like, oh, it is time to move on. And I think a part of this is because when I was in a long-term relationship, it was like 7 years. And so after that, I was kind of given a breath of fresh air when I was able to actually date and have some independence. And yeah, it was interesting. So it's like, I don't necessarily see dating as a bad thing. Again, this could be my Sagittarius moon talking. I like meeting new people, and yeah. Anyways, let's continue on. So I asked, so I looked up just a simple spread for future love, right? So this was, sometimes I make up my own questions, sometimes I will just research a spread and then go off of that. So the first question is my future heart. So as I'm shuffling, the card that I pull is going to be my future heart, just a card to represent him. And so I got the Emperor. Let's let this focus, the Emperor is an insanely masculine card. This is like the top boss. This is like daddy. This is someone who will stand by your side, who is an authority, like a very authoritative personality. I mean, just look at him. He is stern, but he is loving. He takes care of his family. He is when you go to about anything in your life. Like this is a man's man. Like this is a manly man. This is not a F-boy or anything like that. Like this is very masculine. So if you like very masculine men and you get this card, just know what you're in for. They are very masculine in every sense of the word. So if you are more used to wearing the pants in your relationship, or you are more into feminism, you would not want this man. But he is kind. I'm not saying that he's going to, well, you would have to pull other cards to see if he's the type to abuse his power or to be controlling or anything like that. But this card, as you can see by the colors, it is all Aries. But I've noticed when linking the zodiac with some of these cards, sometimes it won't just be one zodiac. So some cards will embody one zodiac and some will have a few others. So this is definitely fire signs. So I would say Aries and Sagittarius. I think when I looked it up, it was just two zodiacs, Aries, Sagittarius. It could also be Leo, but I'm not really getting Leo vibes. But I remember looking it up, Leo, or not Leo, but Aries, Sagittarius. And yeah, I think it's really important if you're into astrology to also look up the astrological signs when looking at this and the detail. No, but I mean, yeah, just look at him. So I was just like, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like a very masculine man. So what I wrote down for this in my little journal, along with the date and what the question was, I said the Emperor, authority, and so these are some of the describing words, and this also helps me learn and remember what I picked. So it's the Emperor, authority, respect, power, stability. Yes, this is a very stable man. He probably owns his own home. He has a good career. He's established. I think that's one of the most important things. He is an established man. Another word I wrote down, manly man, masculine. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes. I was just so excited. You couldn't believe it. I was too just ready to meet him. So the next question, will attraction be instant? I think this is a question that wasn't in the spread, but I asked because I look back at how I've met some other people, some of the closest people to me. I was not, and this goes for love relationships as far as friendships. I was not immediately it's really early in the morning. Gotta clear my throat. But I was not immediately drawn to them. Sometimes I would like leave them at like a distance. That is another part of my sun sign. I'm not a Sagittarius, guys, but yeah, I can be a little standoffish, and so I needed to know, is this someone I'm going to fall for immediately? Because I have had that happen, but maybe once or twice, or you know, I just needed to know. So I got the Three of Pentacles. So this is a card that over the last couple of years of me doing tarot, I generally do not get this card a lot. As you see, there is a man, okay? We can say maybe he is a carpenter or something like that. He is, I would say this is like a master. He is established. He's been in his career for quite a while. And these are his two apprentices, and they are learning and they are helping, and they, you know, it also is of Pentacles. So, you know, it's usually revolving around career and business. In love readings, you will still get Pentacles. You will, I mean, swords in a love reading can tell you a lot too, but you know, Pentacles in a love reading, I won't say that they don't have their place. Like, you're gonna get all the cards sometimes, some that don't even look like they have anything to do with love, but for this one, it's basically I would say for attraction being instant, like, no, this is one of learning. This is one of taking time and getting to know. So what I wrote down after I did some research on it, get to know more about each other, take time from apprentice to master. So this isn't just you looking into someone and understanding their soul and their needs, and yeah, this is the more time you spend, the more you fall for them, to me. So you got that. And then, so the next question in the spread was, what will they be like? And so I was just like, oh yes, what will they be like? Though to be honest, the My Future Heart, the first card, like, I mean, if they're Emperor, I guess, I mean, that told me a lot, but I guess we're getting just more in depth on what they're going to be like. And so I got the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, obviously cup cards are, you know, they relate to water, so water signs. So for this one, it gets heavy Pisces vibes. Like I said, not all of the cards will represent all of the water signs, like Scorpio is not in this one, but Cancer and Pisces come off heavy in this. So sometimes when I've noticed over the years when I'm doing a reading, some of the cards are going to be varied. Sorry guys, some of the cards are going to be varied. So just because this is a Pisces card does not mean he's going to be a Pisces. But this, if you understand the energy of the signs, the energy of planets, things like that, so this is more Neptunian energy than dreamy, childlike, unconditional love. But as a page, it is very immature. So this is, I would say, a good love offering card, but this is an immature person. This is not like a king, you know. This is not like someone who is established. This is not like a knight. This is a page, okay? So for some readings, this will represent someone who is younger than you, but we know that not to be true, so don't get too hung up on that, on trying to figure out their age, because to be honest, the Emperor, even if he was younger, the Emperor is just very boss man and established energy. Majority of people will be, you know, probably older than you or closer to your age, depending on your age, to be honest. But this just tells you about the emotions. There's a lot of emotions going here. There's just, I mean, you know, it's a love offering to me. So what I wrote down after research I did into this is Pisces, but Pisces energy, not necessarily a Pisces. Page of Cups, sensitivity, okay, because yes, we have a watery sign. Gentleness, emotional, immature, admirer, desire, love, care, affection. So I mean, I think for anyone who wants to feel doted upon, this was a good card, because once we got the Emperor, you know, this could be a little too hard, this could be a little too masculine, though it does have more, I'm established, but I want to take care of you. This shows a more sensitive side. So already I was very eager to meet this person. Like, I just couldn't wait. So the next question was challenges, which is very important for any spread. Like, it's hard working with tarot. If you work with oracles can sugarcoat a lot of BS and make you feel good about yourself. Tarot is more straight down the middle. Like, these are the facts, this is what it is, and tarot can hurt your feelings, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So for the challenge, we got the Knight of Wands. Here's the Knight of Wands. We can tell by the color, this is more of a little bit of a fiery sign. Okay, we don't have any cups. This is definitely, there's no water. It's a bare desert. I mean, it's the Knight of Wands. And so he's rushing into battle, and he has his staff or his wand at his side. And yeah, I mean, for this one, I did not write down what the Zodiac affiliation is with this one, so I cannot tell you. I'm just assuming it could be around a little bit of fire, because fire signs are action signs. Okay, so right now we're just trying to feel out the underlying energy of the card, and fire is mostly about action, and he's literally in motion. Like, he is in motion. He's not sitting still, he is not posing, he is in motion. He's charging in. So for this one, Knight of Wands as a challenge. Oh, I did write it down. Okay, so this is Sagittarius and Scorpio. Isn't that weird? Because you would think, oh, there is no water in this, so it cannot be a water sign. Crap. Oh, are we gonna do this? So like, we would think that, like, I don't know how they're a Scorpio, but that is what I found in my research. But so it's interesting because I like to write down zodiac, because sometimes you can take the average zodiac that popped up the most and you can figure out what is going to dominate their chart. So if you are talking to multiple people, if you have multiple people in your life, you could have an ex, you could have someone that you see at work, you know, not necessarily see like you're dating all these people, but you just have people hanging around you, kind of like a sugar flies, and they're just waiting for their turn. So sometimes when you're trying to discern who is this person we're talking about, is this a new person, is this someone who's already here, this can really be helpful. So I found in my life it's been very helpful for me to write down the signs that relate to the cards, and when I'm doing these readings I will see that there will be one sign or two signs that will stand out the most, and I have found them to be true when it comes to this person actually coming into my life, or if they're already there. It is pretty spot on who this person is. And so it could be their one of their top three, or some people they might be one sign and then they will have like a stellium, or they will have a lot of planets crowded all in another sign completely. So you might think you're dealing with a Virgo or something, and come to find out, you pull the chart, get that chart, pull the natal chart, and we have all of these planets in Cancer, and it's just like, oh, you have large, you know, Cancer vibes. Like I'm gonna see a lot more of that when I'm getting to know you. So anyways, I went off on a tangent, but for the challenges we have Knight of Wands. So remember, Knight of Wands in itself is not a bad card. In different readings, I mean, this is a positive card, but this is what is going to cause a problem, maybe a speed bump. So Knight of Wands is fast moving, they're enthusiastic, they're quick, they enter or leave quickly. Again, I like it with tarot because they are not going to sugarcoat things, so they're going to tell you exactly what it's going to be. So this means that they could come in very quickly, like just one day you're at the train and you lock eyes with someone, something happens, you start up a conversation, and then you keep on seeing each other every single day, or they can leave very quickly. So it could be someone who's already you're getting to know, and then all of a sudden they just ghost you. So keep that in mind. So I knew right there that this person would move a little faster than I would be, and this would be a challenge. So also for this one, I wrote down something. Oh, that was after the fact. Okay, so next question is, so this question I threw in here because I wanted to know how to fix a challenge. So this wasn't a part of the spread that I looked up online. This was just a question that I added in there so I would know what to do. So, oh, I didn't pick up the card, but basically I said how to fix this challenge, and I got the Knight of Swords. Let me see if I can look it up in my deck really quick, because I wanted to give you guys the visual as I'm talking about this, so we could both learn, talk about it, and yeah, you could have it in, here we go. So the Knight of Swords, so look at this. This guy is running into battle. I mean, the horse looks freaked out. He's got his sword up. You can tell this is air vibes, okay? Which is funny that this would be air sign vibes. But this was my recommendation of how to fix the challenge, is to be more like the Knight of Swords. So it says, be confident, be sure of yourself, okay? This is a card of making up your mind and going for it, sticking with it, and, you know, giving it what you have, like not second guessing yourself or kind of tiptoeing around it. Remember this, because as this story develops, you will see where I did not end up taking this advice and how things ended up. So when, where, how will we meet? You know, for this one, guys, it was very hard for me to gather where, how we would meet. I got the King of Pentacles. Remember, this reading was done in the month of October, and you know, so from this King of Pentacles, it's a great card to get. I mean, it's a wonderful card. This is all Taurus all day, okay? These are, and again, it's a king, okay? This man is established. He is in a comfortable career. He's making money. He's a provider. He's lush. I mean, just, I love this. Successful. So these are some of the words that come up with this out of the research I did. So successful, wealthy, businessman, conservative, power, leadership, fatherly figure who gives advice. Like, this is someone you would go to. So this also kind of reminds me of the Emperor vibes, but the Emperor is more, I would say, no nonsense. This, obviously, you can tell he likes the nicer things, okay? And with his success, he likes to show you that he is successful. But as this relates to how we will meet, I couldn't figure it out. I really couldn't figure it out. I did research on it. I was just like, so I thought maybe we would meet in a place of finance, a bank. I don't know. I thought maybe at his business. Like, I couldn't figure it out. So yeah, sometimes I won't really know what to do with the card that comes up. I'll do research on it, and I'll just be a little confused. So I wanted to follow this up and ask another question with the what will they be like. So the Page of Cups had me a little worried, just because like I saw that there was some emotional immaturity, but also I liked that there was desire, there was love, there was care, there was affection. I was like, those are all the things that I need. I don't want someone who's just, So I asked a follow-up card, and so I got the Five of Cups for what they're going to be like. Okay, so this Five of Cups, you see there's 3 cups on the ground. He still has 2 behind him, but you can tell he is sad. He has his face hidden. This is often, look, and cups are emotions, they're relationships, they are love. This is Scorpio, if you wanted to know. Obviously you can tell this is water. It's a water sign. Cups usually relate to water. This is heavy Scorpio vibes, and it's just being in your feelings, being sad, having loss, having heartbreak, healing. Okay, I think this is a great card for healing. It is not all doom and gloom, because he still has some cups. Trust me, there are other cards where all of the cups are down and you were walking away because with your tail between your legs, because like it's done, like there's nothing you can do. So this is of heartbreak and loss, but it's also of healing, right? So he has 3 down and he's done with those, but he still has 2 others. That's where I get the healing vibes. Like, okay, there is still hope. So I knew this was going to be someone who was either getting out of a relationship. Well, 100%, I already knew this was going to be someone getting out of a relationship, and that he would be in a state of finding himself and, of healing. And I kind of liked that, because for me, if you've ever been in, I don't know, you've had something happen in your life, it kind of adds some depth to you. You're not just, I don't know, too airheady. Like, you are, I don't know, you just see life differently. So I was still excited for that. That didn't really scare me off. So the next question was, have I met him yet? Because I needed to know, have I met him yet? And so I got the Strength card. Strength card is heavy Leo. I mean, this chick has a lion. She's opening his mouth up. This is a good card, but in my experience, when it comes to time in any reading, whenever I draw this, this means you need to have the strength to wait, because this is not happening anytime soon. So when I got this, I was just like, crap. When you pick a card, you really have to ask yourself, why am I getting this card instead of one of the other 77? Because there's 78 cards in a deck. So when you pick one, it's just like, okay, why did this card come up out of the other 77 options? So strength means you need to have the strength to wait. So it is a positive card, don't get me wrong. I don't want to like shame it or anything, but it's like you have to ask yourself, okay, why am I getting this strength? If something's about to happen, you don't really need the strength, like it's just happening to you. But if you're getting a strength card, it just means you're going to feel like giving up probably, and you're going to be wondering what's going on, but just hang in there a little longer and wait and see what happens. So yeah, so for the words on this, I looked it up. This is a neutral card in my research. That's what most websites said. It does represent Leo, and some of the keywords are stay vigilant, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So you're just gonna be waiting, pretty much. So I've started maybe for the past year or so looking at the bottom of the deck, and I've noticed that the cards that are at the bottom of the deck, after I've shuffled, after I've made all of my card selections, the card at the very bottom of the deck, when you flip it over, that will kind of be a hint to the overall energy. So the overall energy, when I flipped over the remaining stack, the remaining deck, I got the 10 of Pentacles. This is another good card, but this is a money card. I get more Taurus, earth sign vibes, but Pentacles usually, relate to earth. And so, actually, when I did my research, it said that this is heavy Virgo vibes, actually. So this is of abundance, of family, and of tradition. Obviously, there are other meanings, but relating to the spread that I did, this is what I felt like resonated with me. And so I just thought, okay, this is going to be someone who wants these things. Like, this is going to be something serious. He's not just going to come in and, oh, we're going to have fun and then never talk again. Like, this is more what he is looking for. Now, whether or not he's looking for this with me or not, we'll never know. But this is going to be the overall vibes. So, now we get into the story. So, as it will turn out, the way that we met, the biggest card, this did not happen anytime soon. So the strength card was right. So that October, I did not go out on dates. I did not do really much of anything. I think I stayed home most of the time with my family. So most of November was most of just like, staying home. Didn't really go to a lot of places aside from work, and, just doing stuff with my immediate family. And so yeah, there wasn't really an opportunity for me to meet anyone, but if I would go out, like let's say to get food with them or something, I would always be looking, but I was never in a situation where I was meeting anyone at all. So from October to November, nothing. December, I had to go out of town because I had a family member who had the virus, and so I was taking care of them, and then I was quarantining myself because obviously before I come back home, I don't want to infect anyone else, just in case I was going to get it. So that meant I had more time on my own. And so by the end of the quarantine, when I got out of the quarantine in January, I was just very much ready to meet someone, because I had in my love life, it had been, nothing new had been happening. Anyone in my life, anyone from my past, it's just like nothing was really, progressing. It was just, quiet, and I wasn't going anywhere. So it's just like, oh, I felt like I had to make a change. And so I decided to get on a dating website, and I didn't want to get on a dating website. I was really just, I don't know, something feels just so shallow about them. It doesn't feel genuine, dating websites, because it's like you're writing up stuff about yourself, which already sounds weird, because of course we're going to make ourselves sound good. And I don't know, there's just this overall vibe of maybe going to like a supermarket and just like going through the shelves, looking at a million different jellies, and oh, this jelly is blue, this one is purple, oh, this one says gluten-free. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it gets to where it doesn't really allow you to see who people truly are. Like, I'd much rather meet someone in person, but because of the current state of the world, that is not always easy to do. So me getting on the dating website, there was some, I don't know, just a feeling of resistance from me, because I didn't really want to. But trust me, after being locked up away for such a long time, I was just like, I'm ready, I will do anything. So I did. So how we will meet, King of Pentacles. The only way I can relate this back to this is that the dating website I got on is we're talking $1 billion company. It has been around for many, many, many years. They're making tons of money. This isn't a free one. This is one that you're paying for, because I thought if you're paying, a premium, then that's going to help weed out the people who are not serious. So I don't know, but how we will meet, again, this is just, sometimes I get cards and I'm just like, I'm not sure what to do with this, and I just relate that back to me not completely understanding everything yet. So back to my future heart. As it would turn out, on his profile, he said something about being a civil worker, which I wasn't quite sure what that meant. So we're get to knowing each other. He is a very masculine man, the type who fishes and can get his own food, but also has a garden, and is established in his job. And it turns out that he is a police officer. So this is, this card also represents an authority figure, leadership qualities, someone in power. Also, because of his schooling, he is not just any police officer. He also had, I guess, more of like a desk job. Like, it is still in somewhere where it is very dangerous, but it is also, he is getting paid a lot more than your average person because of his degrees and things like that. And so, you know, he owns his own home, he has a very nice vehicle and whatnot.